What's up, everybody? Today is March the 6th, and this is Nerd Cave Plus. I am your host, as always, Zach Dykes, and I'm joined along with
Allie.
Allie, how's your day been going?
It's been pretty good.
It's good?
Mm-hmm.
Good. You ready for some video game news tonight?
Sure.
Everybody, if you don't know, Nerd Cave Plus comes to you each and every Tuesday and Thursday around 7 o'clock.
I tried to get here earlier.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah, I mean.
It's live. I understand. If you don't know, if you're watching on the live stream and we don't talk to you on the chat, it's not because we don't love you. We do love you. In like a platonic way. Totally platonic way. I'm married.
That's fair.
Totally platonic. We don't check the chat during this because we wanted a nice, streamlined podcast. Because we do put it on podcast services around the globe. Mm-hmm. And you can check it out on all of them. Literally all of them.
Yep.
Subscribe, rate it. That way, more people see it. The more 5-star ratings. Robbie might eat an elephant.
I don't think that would happen.
That's why I said might.
It feels bad to even might. Because it just it won't.
I didn't say like an actual elephant. It might be an elephant cookie. Or an elephant ear. You know what I mean?
I do, and now I just really want, like...
An elephant ear? Or an elephant cookie?
Yeah, I really like those, you know, those like little like... They kind of looked like animal crackers, but they were covered with frosting.
Yes.
I want one of those. I haven't had that in like years, but I remember they were like really good.
Yeah. And like those made me sick for whatever reason. I don't know why. I don't know.
Well, you're also a very sensitive stomach.
Yeah, I don't know, but what I do know is today's show is brought to you by Gamefly.com, but we'll talk more to you about that later on in the show. Now, let's get into what forever will be the Derek Daniel extravaganza.
We've had many of those.
Well, get ready.
All right.
Sony is restructuring to focus more on first-party games. Sony Interactive Entertainment has announced its intention to restructure at the start of April to focus on creating attractive and powerful first-party titles. In a press release today, the company explained the structure will allow it to remain competitive and deliver on its commitment to make PlayStation the best place to play. As of April 1st, Sean Layden, chairman of Worldwide Studios and president of Sony Interactive Entertainment, will concentrate his focus on the Worldwide Studios, continuing to provide platform-defining content that helps drive growth of Sony Entertainment. Now, before we get into it, I have a question for Derek Daniel. With Sony shifting focus to more first-party content with their studio, does this mean we'll see more quality exclusives often, or just making sure they put out the best exclusives on the market and put them out when they're ready? Now, Sony already does put out quality games. And I know early in the PlayStation 4's life cycle, there was no first-party games for a very long time.
That's very true.
Except for Knack, and we're not even going to talk about that. Was Knack first party? I don't remember if Knack was first party.
I don't remember.
It was awful. And then it became a meme, and everybody was like, Knack, 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 Knack.
Knack, Knack.
This is like, no, stop it. It's trash. It is garbage. That's how I feel.
He's very passionate about it, apparently.
With Sony, though, they've started, turning the corner. They've put out Uncharted 4. They've put out, several different games. They remastered The Last of Us. We're fixing to get a slew, just a perpetual downpour of amazing first-party games from them.
Just getting all the game boxes and just making it rain game.
Because this year alone, we're looking at, in April, God of War, which they've announced and shown the God of War PS4 Pro bundle.
Ooh,
looks awesome. I'm having to
set aside some money for it, or
think about if I'm going to trade in the gold for it.
Oh,
because it's $400.
Oh no!
But it comes with a game, as well, and it's a PS4 Pro.
That's fair.
So anyway,
Yeah, that's fair.
so we have God of War, we have Detroit Become Human.
Oh, so excited.
We have Days Gone, possibly. We have Spider-Man and Dreams. That's going to be pushed anyway. It probably will.
What was the other one, or was that not an exclusive? We talked about it last week.
Which one?
It
Dreams?
was
Days Gone.
I feel like maybe it was just those three. Never mind.
Yeah. So this year is slated pretty heavily. That right there shows me that they're really taking it seriously. I'm curious to see what them restructuring to focus on games really means. Because this year seems to be pretty heavy. If it means that they're going to ramp up and making sure their studios are creating content more frequently, but quality content, because you look at Media Molecule with Dreams, it was supposed to be a game that came out pretty much at the beginning of the life cycle, and it didn't. And you look at Gran Turismo Sport, it was supposed to come out a very long time ago, and then it finally did, I want to say. So you've got these developers that continually are pushing back and back and back, and then you have your reliable ones, like your Naughty Dogs, your Insomniac's not a first party, but you have, second party people and everything that are, pushing out content. What do you think? Do you think it's going to be more quality or quantity, or a mix of both?
I could see it being a mix of both, like, because this year, my reason for being, I think it'll be a mix of both, but more towards quality, because if they have more quantity, then their games are going to be competing with each other. Even if they are exclusives, like they still will be competing with each other, and that's like the last thing they want. So they want all of them to do well. So I think that there might be a slight uptick, more games throughout the year, just only very slightly, just spaced out, but not like an uproarious amount. However, the quality of them will vastly improve.
Okay.
That's what I think is what their goal is.
Yeah, I think if they put a game in each quarter of the year, they'll be good.
Yeah. A quarter each of the year, maybe 2 in one quarter. Like kind of spacing out a little bit. To me, like that would be like the max.
Yeah, and you look at Nintendo; they did a very good job since the Switch has launched to have a pretty big title each quarter.
Yeah,
from
absolutely.
Nintendo, not just your Nindies or
they were Nintendo games.
Yeah, Nintendo games, and I think Sony has saw the success of that and wants to replicate that, because they do hold the market share right now of consoles that are out there. I don't remember, did we speak last week about Sony dropping PS Vita and PS3? They've come out and said that they will not increase the amount of games that they're going to be putting out. So they went from 6 games down to essentially 2 on their PlayStation Plus.
Oh, I see. I was like, what?
So March of next year, if you didn't catch last week's Thursday show, March of 2019, Sony will be cutting the PlayStation 3 and the Vita from PlayStation Plus. They won't be giving any more games. You'll get to keep the games that you've had previously up until that point, but they will only be giving away 2 PlayStation 4 games. I haven't said anything about VR, but we're still paying for the exact same thing, and we're getting less.
Yeah, that's why I think that... Yeah, it'll be... Yeah, like... I'm trying to think how to best say this. They'll definitely want to... Like, they're going to want to have more of a catalog so that for people to have access to and everything, but at the same time... it goes back to what I said. Like, they don't want things to compete with each other, and also, even if they do have all these people who are, prioritizing these games, things can still slip through the cracks. So only having, a few like really, really, really good games, and like the quality would make it, worth your buck. If that made sense coming out.
And this month, I don't know if you've checked. I don't know if you're a PlayStation Plus member. I think you are.
I am. I haven't been able to play my PlayStation in the last couple weeks, though.
This month, March, they're giving away Bloodborne and Bloodborne and Ratchet and Clank, the remastered edition and everything. And that's big right there, because
that's awesome.
Bloodborne is a big game, and
It
so
is a big-
was
I'm just
Ratchet
like-
and Clank.
It's like, but I mean, obviously this isn't true. But it's like, if I'd known that, I wouldn't have bought the game.
You
But at
bought
the
the
same,
game,
of course,
like,
I bought. Yeah, exactly.
when it
Like I
came
bought the
out.
game. Like, how was that? 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was about 2 years ago when it came
It's a
out.
good game.
Now, that's quality games, and PlayStation Plus, every now and then we'll have really good months, and then there's months that are quite forgettable and everything.
Sure.
As I think the only way they're going to make up with going from 6 games down to just 2 is if they put out quality.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
just, oh, here's this, and no offense to any indie developer, here's this indie title that you know nothing about.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's one of the things where it's nothing against indie games because a lot of great games come
Rocket
from indie
League.
games. Yeah, Rocket League. Not to say like
Life
not
is Strange.
Yeah, Life is Strange. Not saying this isn't saying like whether or not it's a good game, but like for example, like Five Nights at Freddy's. I mean, this isn't PlayStation, but like it was an indie game and it blew up.
Oh yeah,
You know,
definitely.
like there's plenty of games like that. However, what was I gonna say? All right, so like but a lot of indie games that come out like either they're maybe not the most polished of games, or people see indie game and they're like, oh, I don't want to play that.
Yeah.
Which is sad because again, like there's a lot of great indie games out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like by having a lot of more like first party games, people can see that and be like, oh, cool, yeah, sure, I'll play that.
Yeah, I never got to check that out. Like
Exactly,
Bloodborne,
yeah,
I
exactly.
never got to play
Oh, so good.
because
It's
one,
so good.
I like to
Play games that are easy because you're a noob. Yeah.
I like to enjoy the bit of time that I get to play.
I understand what you're saying. Like I personally like I really loved the challenge.
Oh yeah.
So it's one of those like, yeah, like if you get frustrated dying over and over and over again,
Oh yeah.
it's not
I
a game
do.
to play. It's also one of those things where it's like, if you are one of those people, I almost suggest playing that game because you will learn to be okay with it. You're just like,
Yeah, I'd
okay.
rather just spend my time in a different world.
No, I totally
I-
get that.
I probably will put some time into it.
It's such a fun game. Like I
one
adored.
day.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the
I adored it a lot. It's been a really long time since I've played it, but like I love how it's like there really was this like incredibly expansive world and all these like little side things that you really had to go out and search for because they don't just give you the plot. Like they
Yeah,
don't give
yeah.
you anything. They're just like, here's a world, have fun, and you're like, what's going on? And the game's like,
something.
they leave you on red. Just like, whatever, I don't care.
So there's all your Sony news. I'm curious to see because there's been some pretty big lashback, whatever you want to say.
Backlash,
Yeah, there you go.
outlash.
About all of that. So we'll see what happens.
I can understand why people would be upset about it. Like, because on the one hand, it's like, well, that, like, you know, that will discourage other, like, you know, third-party game makers. And so, yeah, like, as you were reading that, I was like, I can see pros and cons to this.
Yeah.
I was shaking the desk a lot there.
Okay.
But I think that it will, yeah, it's going to have some good and some bad from it. But I think overall, it's a good thing in terms of marketing to their audience.
Yeah.
I wanted to choose those words carefully because, again, like there's going to be a lot of third-party people who will be left behind in that decision, I think.
It'll be interesting.
It'll be interesting to see what happens, yeah.
Something else that's interesting. Studio that ported Skyrim to the Switch asked to work on Monster Hunter World. Iron Galaxy, the studio that ported Skyrim onto the Nintendo Switch, wants to turn its hand to a tougher challenge, Monster Hunter World. Iron Galaxy CEO Adam Boyes tweeted his interest in taking on the project. Dear at Monster Hunter team at Capcom, we understand that porting the game to the Nintendo Switch is challenging, but this is exactly what Iron Galaxy does. Give us a shot and we won't let you down. Winky face.
Wink. I love the winky face. That's so great.
And I think that with the Switch, like with Monster Hunter, it was so popular over in Japan
Yeah,
on
it was
the PSP.
extremely popular.
And that is one of the reasons why the PSP sold so well over in Japan. I think it would do tremendously well
I agree.
on the Switch.
It would be a very, very smart move for them to do that.
The only thing I see is there's a huge gap of power between the Switch and the other two consoles. And I think that's what is going to be interesting on how they
would do it, yeah.
But them porting Skyrim, like, yeah, Skyrim is a big open world and
It
all of
is,
this,
but Breath of the Wild is bigger.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, what did I say?
Did they? I think they might have actually worked on the port of that as well. I'm not sure.
What did I say? Did I say Breath of the World?
Yeah, Breath of the World.
Okay, because I saw Monster Hunter World over there, and I was like, Breath of the World.
Breath of the World.
No, I just said Wild really weird. Breath of the World.
Let me check real quick and make sure, because I want to say they're actually the team that helped port that as well. No, I think I got that wrong.
That'd be interesting. But yeah, like, so, like, it's more like whenever they said Skyrim, at first you're like, whoa, what? But then you think about it, like, Skyrim's a pretty old game. I mean, like, it's still super fun to play. I recently just started playing it again.
Skyrim is a very old game that won't die.
Yeah, because Todd
Howard comes out on stage.
But yeah, it's one of the things, like, when you think about the size of it, like, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, the Switch could totally handle that. Especially, like, I love seeing, like, because you think about Skyrim, you're like, that's huge, but I love seeing the map comparison of Skyrim to Breath of the Wild. It's like, Skyrim has nothing on that map. Like, it's still, I mean, like, they're not, I shouldn't say it has nothing on it. Like, it's still a pretty big map. But when you compare the two, it's like, at first you're like, oh, okay, that's not that much bigger. Then you see the Gerudo Desert down at the bottom. You're like, whoa, wow, this is much bigger.
Yeah. Well, and, graphically speaking,
it's not that great.
Skyrim looks like
it looks like garbage.
Yeah, like I'm sure got the mods and all of that.
Okay, we're talking vanilla Skyrim.
Yeah, we're talking to like what came on the
what came on
3 and the Xbox.
Yeah, like it's one of like it's still like the environment and stuff. It actually still holds up pretty well, especially like their skyboxes. Yeah. Those look really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you look at the people and it's just I'm like, you look gross.
Yeah. And this is a game that I spent 400 hours in.
Oh, yeah, I have like 400 plus hours on it, I think.
I'm curious to see how they do it because Monster Hunter World is running much better graphics. It is much more in depth. So I would love for Iron Galaxy to get a shot at it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I would love to see them try, and whether or not they succeed, I have no idea. I don't know all that much about porting games.
It's extremely difficult.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I get that. I don't know like the specific ins and outs of it. Yeah. But well,
a lot of people assume that it is very easy. That it's just like a flip of a switch.
No,
or
like
whatever.
There's so much more coding that has to go into it because different systems have different, wiring, different programming, different codes. Like it, and it's all about making sure it works to that like degree.
Well, and thankfully, the PlayStation isn't running off of the weird internal system that the PlayStation 3 ran off of.
Oh, yeah.
It runs off a more intuitive system these days and everything. But it's not just like, oh, we've got this game and it just easily we just turn on the PlayStation side of it.
No, there's so much more to it.
Yeah. So anybody that thinks, well, why didn't this come over? Blah, blah, blah.
It's because it's a lot of work.
A lot of work to it.
A lot of work.
You know who else been putting in work?
Who else been putting in work?
Don't Nod has been.
Yes.
Life is Strange 2 details are coming in the months. Features new story and characters. With the release of the bonus episode Life is Strange Before the Storm, both Deck 9 Games and original Life is Strange developer Don't Nod are closing the book on Max and Chloe's story. However, it does not seem like news on a new season of Life is Strange is coming soon and looks to be making a fresh... It does seem like news.
Yeah, I was going to say...
Like, it's going to be making a fresh start with the story. In a blog post about Before the Storm episode titled Farewell, some details about the new game came through. But when a door closes, a window opens, or something like that, the post reads. We now look forward to the coming months when Michael Koch and Raul Barbit's team at Don't Nod returns to present the new story and characters of the next Life is Strange. The post also mentions the likelihood of ever seeing Chloe and Max again after Before the Storm. It's not an inevitability, so the episode title Farewell likely has connotations for fans as well.
Chloe's dead.
Unless you saved her like a real friend would.
I literally everyone else I talked to is like, oh yeah, no, we saved the town, and I'm like, thank you.
Just saying, I'm a real friend.
Yeah, so am I. I'm not gonna let her keep like destroying the world because of her Final Destination stuff.
Let's just say if me and Robbie were in the same position, I would choose Robbie over Pensacola every time.
Okay, yeah, but this is like a video game.
Well, I lived through that.
I mean, same. I was like, it was one of those things.
Was it a hard choice or just like, well?
It was a more difficult choice, but it was kind of one of those things where I was like me playing, I was like, she was meant to die back then. Like I could see like the game was like pointing. This is like it's like the choice is up to you, but like I was seeing all the clues and I was like, Chloe, like you're great and all, but
yeah.
I mean, like it was still a hard choice, and I was very sad when it happened. But it was one of those like it was supposed to happen this the way I saw the story play out. It was like it was supposed to happen this way, and things needed to be set right in order for time to continue normally.
Well, I cleansed the time anomaly by birding a whole.
I mean that's also fair. That's totally fair.
So
But I was right.
I was right. Stick by.
We were right in our own timelines. I stuck with my other friends.
Who? Warren?
Yeah, you got Warren. There was Victoria kind of turned around. Yeah, kind of, sort of, not really. Oh my gosh, what was that girl's name?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
The poor suicidal girl. I can't remember her name. See, you don't remember her name either.
No, because I killed them all.
I know. I feel so bad.
With a tornado.
What was her name?
Is it Becky?
No, it wasn't Becky.
Trisha?
No. I looked it up. I feel so bad. She's like one of my favorite characters.
Well, apparently not favorite enough.
It's been too long since I played that game.
To know her name.
I need to go back through and play it again.
Diablo 3 is rumored to be coming to the Switch after all.
I remember we were reading some like article a week or so ago about how Blizzard was like, no, we're not going to do it. But like, my thing is that, like, I know Blizzard. I know how they work. And they're like, we're not going to do this. And I'm like part of me was thinking, I was like, I'm not going to do it.
They want money.
Oh, but yeah, of course they want money. It's
Your
Blizzard.
Gamer reports that its sources have confirmed a Diablo 3 port for the Switch is a thing, but that the official reveal is scheduled for several months away. The kerfuffle kicked off last week with a tweet from Blizzard showing a Diablo-themed nightlight being switched on and off. This was immediately followed by a whirlwind of speculation that Diablo 3 was on its way to the Switch. A Blizzard spokesperson soon tried to put a stop to the rumors. We can assure you we're not that clever, they said, in relation to the tweet being subtle hint of the port. It was meant to be a fun community engagement piece. We have nothing to announce.
That's a load of garbage. Also, the girl's name is Kate Marsh. Thank you. But
I had to look it up. Apparently not.
It's been too long since I played that game.
Apparently not important enough to know.
Okay, whatever. But that whole thing, I can buy it being either way because Blizzard's so good about leaking stuff. Like they're really good about subtly being like, here's a little thing over here, especially with Overwatch, especially whenever like everyone knows a new hero's coming and they're like, well, we talked about it back here, and everyone's like trying to like dissect, oh, which character was this with that. And especially with Brigitte, I always say Brigitte, but it's Brigitte, because like one of the original characters that they had in mind was Jetpack Cat, and then like for her, like they show her like making like a jetpack for her cat and all that stuff. So it's like, but like they're really good about subtly being like, oh, here's a little thing here, boom, boom, boom. Like the whole like leak for Brigitte started with like just some lore about how like, oh, Reinhardt saved Torbjorn's life at one point, but they also mentioned another character whose name we never heard before, and everyone was like, is this going to be the new hero? But they were like, no, that's just the setup for, okay, he did this. And then Torbjorn, because of that, was like, well, here, you can, like, it was the start of something else. So, but they're like, we're not that clever. And I'm like, no, you are.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they do like to do community engagement things. So, it's interesting.
Don't count your chickens before they hatch, as my granny used to say, but I'm pretty sure this is going to happen.
I think it will, especially, like, I mean, like, for something, like, so arbitrary like that, it would have to mean something, not just, like, a random thing.
Yeah.
The only person who does something like that is Jeff Kaplan. Like for the, it was like around Christmas time. He just like sat. He like it was like a live stream. It was like an hour long or something. He just sat like silently in front of like a fireplace. It was the funniest thing.
Well, you think about Diablo 3. Diablo 3 is an older game as well. Like, it'd be easy to port.
Absolutely.
At that point in time. Get rid of the freaking market, though. Just get rid of it. It is trash. It is a trash heap. Don't put that in the game. I don't know if it's still active because I used to play on the PC and everything. That was just...
Another thing is that because, I mean, Overwatch, like, 'cause it seems like Blizzard's trying to do something really big for all their games this year.
Yeah.
For example, this year, it's either this month or next month is the 20th anniversary of StarCraft. One of them.
Probably the first one.
Yes.
StarCraft 2 came out like when I was in high school.
Yeah, because it was it was 98, 2018. And they just released a new Widow skin for her. It's really cool. And it's free. You just have to log into the game. Anyway, and then for WoW, there's another expansion coming out. Overwatch had the Overwatch League, and so it's like, what's Diablo going to get this year? It would make sense. Like the port just kind of makes sense. Where it's like all these big things are happening for their other games. Yeah. And all the other games, like whatever. But like Heroes of the Storm and Hearthstone and all that fun stuff. But like they constantly get little things, but they never do something like super huge for those games anyway. So like the whole for it being ported over to the Switch makes sense in terms of they're doing something really big for all their games this year, it seems, or there's something big associated with all their games this year.
Well, and Switch already has like 13 million units sold.
Exactly. It would be a very good move on their part. It'll probably happen. Like 99% sure. 98.
Battlefield 2018 will reportedly feature a co-op mode.
Ooh.
The leaks keep coming. It seems this year's Battlefield game will reportedly feature a co-op mode a similar campaign to Battlefield 1 and include a Rainbow Six Siege inspired prone stance. The report also says that the campaign will follow a similar template to Battlefield 1, which featured a bunch of like smaller stories and you like played different characters across different like campaigns and everything. And we already talked about, or I don't remember if we talked about it, to be honest, because we talk about so much on this show.
Yeah.
That it's going to be a World War II, like they're going back to World War II.
I think we sounds familiar.
That. Yeah, I think so. Taking players across the globe, other elements from Battlefield 1 will reportedly be brought over to maintain internal consistency, like that game announcer's voice actress Catherine Kingsley. Also covered was the idea that the game would offer a more flexible prone stance, letting characters move on their backs in the vein of Rainbow Six Siege. All that's fine with me. I think that's good stuff.
But
Battlefield 2018 microtransactions reportedly cosmetic only following the Battlefield 2 controversy. I know that says controversial.
No, I liked it. Was it controversy? How do you say it?
Controversy.
I liked it.
Yeah. According to Kotaku, sources claim DICE is intending to have this year's Battlefield 2018 only include cosmetic-oriented microtransactions and not those that would affect players' abilities in-game.
As they should be.
Kotaku's source also claims, however, that the plans for the game's microtransactions have changed and may change again before its release, so this plan is not set in stone. No one's going to do any pay-to-win stuff anymore, so it's told Kotaku we didn't take any of the loot box controversy lightly. This is DICE, of course. They also were the team that worked on Battlefield 2. Battlefront 2.
Yep.
Everybody's going to be watching them, and microtransactions are the devil.
My thing is that like I think it was sort of like, say like you have to get your wisdom teeth pulled out.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to get them pulled out. So would you rather it be like poor Robbie where he was not sedated for it or get sedated? So it's like things that affect you in game or just cosmetic. So like if microtransactions are gonna be there because we know they're gonna be there, I would prefer it to be cosmetic only. Because I'm not. I know that your thing is get rid of microtransactions completely, but that's not realistic. So if it has to,
realistic, but people.
It's not realistic in the sense of they want money.
Oh, I agree. Until they start losing money, they
Sure.
you
No,
know.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, as if we know that microtransactions are going to be present, have it be cosmetics.
Stop buying microtransactions. There you go. You'll be much better off. Buy like games that actually have a story, and we'll be much happier. I know I'll be happier because I like games with a story.
As do I.
I'm getting really close to the mic,
Yes, you are.
just so everybody can hear my docile tones. Buy games with a story and stop buying microtransactions. I beg of you.
It's not going to happen.
I beg of you.
There's too many 12-year-olds out there with access to their mom's wallets.
Stop being Wells, everybody. Stop being Wells.
Wells.
Yeah, that's like when somebody like it's a term that mobile gaming came up with, and now all of the other people are using it. It's like when you're a whale, a dolphin, or you're a flounder.
Oh, you're saying whale?
Yes.
I thought you were saying like well, like WELLS,
No,
and I was
like-
like wells.
Ooh.
I still don't get the whale thing though.
Like, well, like you have a lot of money. You are a big cat.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
yes,
clever. I
yes,
like it. I
yes.
mean, don't stop doing that. Give me your money instead. I'm broke.
Well,
so-
we could save you some money.
Ooh, tell me.
For you, the listeners of Nerd Cave Plus, Gamefly is offering a premium free 30-day trial to give the
Ooh.
opportunity to check out their service.
I like free.
I love Gamefly. I've been a user of Gamefly for going on probably close to 10 years now.
Dang.
And I've used it. I haven't stopped using it. I love it. What's great about it, like you put in what game you want, you get it, and you get to keep it as long as you want, as long as you keep paying.
Yeah.
You can keep it as long as you want. There's no late fees and all of that. Now, I don't think anybody's dealt with late fees. Like we don't really have like rental, except for Redbox. You know, like the
Yeah, but,
rental
like-
stores are kind of like a thing of the past at this
It
day and age.
is. It's kind of sad though. I had fond memories of those
I
places.
do too, like going around the store and everything.
Yeah, going around the store and then also like, because it used to be like, it's like the movie theater candy. Like you would find it there and you're like, this is so special. It's like it's movie candy.
Yeah.
Like cookie dough. Cookie dough is my fave.
Yeah.
So yeah, like getting like the movie theater popcorn and candies.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, Gamefly has its own virtual store. You go through there, you find the games that you want, upcoming games that's already been released. You can even buy the game after you have it. Like if you're like, man, I don't want to send this back,
Excuse me.
you can just hit the keep button.
That's awesome.
Gamefly has over 8,000 games and movies, including new
Ooh.
releases as well as classics. Games available on current generation consoles all the way back to PlayStation 2, GameCube, and the Xbox.
It's pretty great.
To get your free trial today, go over to gameflyoffer.com/nerdcave. Again, that's gameflyoffer.com/nerdcave for your free 30-day trial. Now, if you're good at it, you can probably get 2 games in a month.
Yeah.
I've saved a ton of money by using Gamefly. Because $60 a pop,
It's a lot.
it's a lot of money.
Yeah, like I still need to buy you Monster Hunter, but I've been so broke. It's gonna happen eventually, I promise.
But Gamefly has been a way for me to like save money and like play a bunch of games like over the years. Because I remember before I started Gamefly,
Yep.
when I was a freshman in college,
Yep.
I was doing work study. I had a lot of money for whatever reason. Buying games left and right. I probably spent $600 within like half a year on video games. Because, you know, I'm a right out of high school boy.
Yep.
Wasn't a man.
You were a man.
Wasn't
You
no
were
man.
just a
I
boy.
might be 18 years old, but you
Just
ain't no
18
man.
year old boy.
You know, so you're like, I want video games.
I want video
I
games.
want video games.
And now here you are, you're a man, and you're like, I want video games.
But I gotta keep my money. But if you wanted to know what the newest video games that are out,
Yeah.
where would you go? Right here. That's where you would go.
I was like, I wonder if he'll catch on to like cut me off or not.
I was just building suspense.
Okay.
If you didn't know, yesterday, Rocket League's DC Superheroes DLC pack came out for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, Mac, and Linux.
Just say everything.
I just wanted to cover all the bases. I didn't
Just say all the bases.
PS1 for today. Battlefield 1 Apocalypse expansion for everyone. So that's every place that is out.
Yep.
Bravo Team for the PlayStation VR. DJ Max Respect for the PlayStation 4. Why do people name their games poorly?
I actually kind of love the name DJ Max Respect because it's like, you know, like it's good. Like they got max respect for you. Like it's bad in a good way. I like it.
Fear Effect Sedna, whatever. Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Fear Effect Sedna is for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 15 Windows Edition
Oh.
is out. If you didn't get it, Windows means PC.
But Windows.
No,
you like your actual window in your house.
You get the box and you just set it.
You just sit in the window, and all of a sudden, like you're just transported to the world, and you're like, "Whoa, I'm here!" And they're like, "You're stuck here forever." By the way.
Yeah.
And you're still expected to pay your bills. What?
Yeah, and then like some big thing. And,
Noctis will come out. Sephiroth. I don't know if he's still in the games.
No, he's only in 7.
I was like, I don't think so.
Frantics is out for the PlayStation 4. Life is Strange Before the Storm bonus episode Farewell for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC.
Nice.
Life is Strange Before the Storm Limited Edition for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox
Nice.
One. Life is Strange Before the Storm Vinyl Edition for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. If you don't know what the vinyl edition is,
Yep.
actually comes with
I was gonna say it doesn't come with the
a
sound.
vinyl on the soundtrack.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah,
I don't
so
have a
you-
vinyl though.
you get-
I guess I could give it to you guys.
Yeah, you could, you could buy the game and then give us the vinyl.
There we go.
So you do get the physical and all of that.
Yeah.
Midnight Deluxe for the PlayStation 4 and the Vita. The Vita lives. Woo!
Viva la vida.
I got my Vita Island shirt on.
Viva la vida.
Shuhei, why are you treating the Vita so bad? North. PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and the Vita.
I don't know anything about that game, but I like it. It's just simple, just north. Just
North. You're going north. I got a...
Plot twist, you actually go south.
See, I got a...
Compass rose. Compass rose.
Love this shirt. Anyway,
Rainbow
Six Siege Operation Chimera
Mm-hmm.
DLC for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC.
Ranji
for the PS4, PlayStation VR. Scribblenauts Showdown. I've always wanted to play a Scribblenauts
I was gonna
game.
say, like, I haven't heard the name Scribblenauts in a long time.
Always wanted to play it. They had a Scribblenauts like DC Heroes for the PlayStation Vita. Never got it, but I always wanted to play it. It is out for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the Switch. Super Seducer for the PlayStation 4, PC, and Mac. Now, do you know anything about Super Seducer?
I don't.
Okay, so this ladies man, he's self-promoting ladies man. That's
Yes.
all of this. He's made this game to help men get women, and it's like it's got some like sleaze, like there's like literal sleaze like just dripping off.
Oh,
of,
I mean, yeah, sure. I would assume so with a title called Super Seducer.
Yes, and it lives up to the title. Lives up to the title.
Do some research
Don't
on this
buy
game.
it. Don't buy it. Don't go get the trophies. Don't be like, I'm just playing it for the trophies. Go talk to someone that you're into like a normal person. Don't go out in the world and try to be a
Ooh.
super seducer.
Apparently, this was posted 3 hours ago. PlayStation won't publish Super Seducer pickup artist game after all. Coming from, this is from The Verge. This is not from the same thing. That was from a different thing. Anyway, another article. I just typed in Super Seducer, and like it's like the first thing that popped up. There were all these
Awesome.
terrible things. Super Seducer is the last game we need in the #MeToo era.
Yeah.
That was from an hour ago. Polygon says it's this is a learning tool, quote quote, but not in the way we think it is. Blah 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 blah. Self-proclaimed dating coach Richard La Ruina blah 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 blah. I'm just like I'm trying to like get through this.
Yeah, yeah.
Super seducer stumbles recklessly over the line between encouraging straight men to be conscious of how they treat straight women and instructing them on how to single-mindedly pursue women as if they were collectibles. I'll read more of this like to myself. I like reading Polygon's articles; they're very interesting. But yeah, I like how it was like the first thing it was like PlayStation's like, no, we're not gonna do this after all.
Good job, PlayStation.
Yeah, good job on PlayStation.
You finally actually curated your store after putting Black Tiger out there. Have you heard that game? It's god awful. It's awful.
It sounds familiar.
It's awful. Mm-hmm. Thank you for actually doing something.
Yeah.
So and not putting that out there.
As of right now, it'll just be PC and Mac, and that makes sense that they wouldn't get pulled from that because
Steam doesn't.
No, Steam doesn't.
TT Isle of Man for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Warframe, a Shrine of the Eidolon. I don't know how to say that. Update for the PlayStation.
Eidolon.
Sure. PlayStation 4, Xbox One. Way of the Passive Fist. PlayStation 4, PC, Mac, and Linux. It's billed as I'm making up a story for this, okay? Mm-hmm. And well, in fact, I'm gonna get you to fact check it. This game is a fighting game.
What, the Way of Passive Fist?
Yeah, the Way of the Passive Fist. But you never fight. You literally it's like Street Fighter, but it's like begin, and then because you're part of the Way of the Passive Fist, you never fight. And you just get your tail kicked the whole game. So it's like...
You're actually not too far off.
It's like Dark Souls and everything, but you don't fight. You just kick it.
Especially with that Dark Souls comparison, you're not that far off.
Really?
Because, like, there's the whole... You know the whole joke in, like, Dark Souls where it's like an enemy starts doing, like, you just, like, dodge, you like, barrel roll. The description, this is from Steam, is Way of the Passive Fist is a unique, colorful arcade brawler. It actually does, like... It's got a cool, like, art to it. Parry, dodge, and dash to outwit and outlast your enemies on a desolate planet ruled by raiders, mutants, and fanatical sun worshippers. It's another Dark Souls comparison. It's a new kind of tactical fighting game in the licensed arcade brawler for the 90s cartoon you wish existed. Like it's got a really cool like arcadey feel to it. I really like it.
Art and everything.
But yeah, like that actually seems like a really interesting game where it's just like you just dodge and everything.
Man, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean it's also called Way of the Passive Fist.
I know, but you could do a lot with that.
Oh no, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You just like it could be like just waiting for the right time to strike.
Or you're just a kickboxer.
That too.
Your fists are passive. Doesn't mean your feet ain't.
Yeah.
Game releases for tomorrow, March 7th. Gravel, Bowler Bulldog DLC. PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. 9 Parchments for the Xbox One, and Way of the Passive Fist is coming for the Xbox One.
Oh, okay, cool.
As well. And there's
like,
all the...
I heard Way of the Passive Fist, and like, if people saw, I was like, huh. That's because I was like, I know that like...
like, I just heard that.
No. The first time you said it.
Yeah.
It's because I knew that Bruce Lee had created his own fighting style, and it was called Way of the something Fist, and I couldn't remember what it was called. So I was curious if it was called Way of the Passive Fist, and like it was correlated to that. It's called Way of the Interceptive Fist. Yeah, Way of the Intercepting Fist was Bruce Lee's thing. Okay. So it's not the same, but I was like, huh. But anyway.
Yeah. So there you go. There's all your releases. What you been playing, Alan?
Overwatch.
Overwatch?
Yeah.
Have you got to play with a new character at all?
Yeah, I've been playing her on the PTR. She's super fun.
Now, what does PTR mean?
Public test region.
Okay, cool.
So it's like all of the like.
So it's not ranked anything. It's just
no. Yeah, anything that happens in it's like it's like the Las Vegas rule. It's like anything that happens in the PTR stays in the PTR. Like nothing transfers over to the live game. I mean, like if you like earn like skins or sprays or anything like that, it doesn't transfer over. But yeah, no, I've been playing her. She's super fun. I think that they nerfed her slightly. I don't know what changes they made or they're going to make. I don't know if they put them live on the PTR or not. Which like it kind of makes sense. Like she was just a little OP.
Yeah.
But all the heroes are when they first come out.
Yeah, when the new heroes come out because they got to balance them. That's the hardest part.
Exactly. But like in all honesty, like the fact is like they're only having to do slight changes. She has really cool abilities. Like she just has like a flail, like a mace that she just kind of smacks people around with.
Yeah.
She has her shield and she can shield bash that. which I think that they'll probably lower the damage on that a little bit, because with like a hit and a shield bash, you could take out like a 150 HP character like really quickly, which is a lot of them. But and then she had what is it? She has like a flail like long reach, where like, because like her regular, because she's like a melee character like Reinhardt, and that's like, I think it's I don't remember what the range is on it, but like the one she actually like launches it goes really, really far, and also knocks you back a pretty good ways too.
Like if you get hit by him.
I booped many of people off of like Ilios and stuff. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, like I really like her healing abilities and stuff, and being able to like throw shields at people like, no, don't die. My friends and I have been talking about this because we're all like really excited for her to go live and everything. I think that the changes they'll make is they'll lower the damage on her long flail a little bit, because it does a really big amount of damage actually. And they might lower the health on her shield. It's a 600 health, but like you don't typically hold it up all that long. It's just so you can kind of like get in close. For example, like whenever Roadhog does his ultimate, it's just like, you know, bam, 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 like just spraying bullets everywhere. And so like occasionally, like, you know, you use that to kind of get in close, but by the time you get like close to him, you're only down like 200 health on your shield. So I could see them lowering that to like 400 or 500.
Yeah.
I don't know if they will. And her ultimate, like it generates like health and a shield for, I think it's everybody else as well, but definitely for yourself. And it's a pretty fast generation, so they might reduce that speed a little bit.
Yeah.
Because from what I saw, I don't know, this could have changed. I was playing it as like, so she generates the health and the shield for people, and then after it you keep it. So it's like, I mean like obviously like it'll go down if people shoot it away and stuff. And so
they might put like a time limit on that, maybe.
No, I don't know if they'll put a time limit on it, because like that's kind of part of the ultimate. It's also like, you know, if people shoot it down, then like you will only gain so much from it, and then once you lose it kind of deal. But I could see them lower. I mean, it could be they put a timer on it, so like, because her shield or like health or repair kit, that's what it's called, that ability has like a small window on it, like it'll heal people, or if they're at full health, or if it goes past their full health, it gives them a shield, and then eventually that shield goes away. So yeah, it could be a time thing, but I'm saying like it could be that like the generation speed of it during her ult would be reduced. But yeah, I don't really know what all they're gonna do. They just said really minor tweaks. But she's super fun to play. They just released all of her cosmetics into the PTR. So you could see like she has a couple like more Reinhardt inspired skins, I guess, and she has another one. I think it's actually the same name as one of Torbjorn's skins, but like it's a Torbjorn inspired skin, which makes sense because her daughter. And then they released a bunch of really cute sprays for her. Like they gave her, because a few different of the characters have like arm wrestling sprays, and so they gave her one, and someone like overlapped it with Reinhardt's, and she's making this face like she's trying like really, really hard, and like her eyes are like wide open. It's like when you put them back to back, it's really, really funny. And then there's one spray with a picture of her mom, and like you see Torbjorn's face at the very bottom of the picture, and like it's a bunch of really cute stuff. And there's like because there's a lot of like cat themes with hers, because like she loves her cats and everything. So I think she's a really great addition to the hero roster, and I think that, I mean, great, like whenever a new hero comes out, the pick rate goes up for them like a lot, but I honestly think that a lot more people are going to start playing her as a healer, because she still is able to get in there and like fight, which they've been trying to they've been trying to, I'm sure, like with the other ones with Lucio and Mercy and all of that, trying to like get them where they're more combative. Mercy, that like the other ones always had a combative like side to them, especially like Zenyatta, because Zenyatta can do like crazy damage. Actually,
is that one of the newer ones?
No, he's one of the original ones. He's the monk, the robot monk guy. But he's got like the floating orbs.
I didn't know he was a healer.
Yeah, he can do.
How much I play this?
Well, he has like a healing orb, so he can like throw an orb on you and heal you.
Okay, I got you.
But yeah, like all the other heroes were able to kind of do, or all the other support heroes were able to kind of do damage, whereas like Mercy, it was like there's like battle Mercy mode, and so like switching between those, and so by like changing her ultimate and like slowly changing hers because they want people to be more engaged in the combat.
Yeah.
And so Brigitte is a really, really good addition to it.
Oh, good.
She's a lot of fun. She's really cool.
Glad you've gotten to play with her.
Yeah.
I know you were excited.
I am very excited for her. I'm really excited for her to go live. I want to play a deathmatch with her.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll do well. Yep. I played a little bit of Assassin's Creed.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to level up.
Yeah, you gotta get those levels.
I'm at 34 right now. Trying to level up because I've got to take on Septimus and Flavius.
Yeah.
And they're a little bit higher level and everything. The elephants. Yeah. My God, they're so hard.
Yes, they are.
The two that are not like in the campaign, they are really, really difficult. So I'm trying to level up as well to be able to take them out. Have you taken both of them out?
I know I went and fought one of them. I don't remember if I fought both of them or not.
Fought the one that's by the aqueduct is harder than the other one, I want to say.
I don't remember. It's been too long since I played the game.
A little bit higher level
Probably.
character and everything. I did get a really cool mount.
Ooh.
It's like a demon horse type deal. It's got no skin and it has like flames all over it. It's
I think
awesome.
I know what horse you're talking about. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. I got it from like the traveling, like the little kid.
Oh, little kid, yeah.
I got it from him for doing a mission.
I love talking to that little kid. Like, I love like the story that you slowly like unravel with him and everything.
Yeah, it's funny. Like every time he talks about his parents,
It's a different story.
a different way.
It's so good.
And Bayek calls him out on it.
It's like,
he's like, your memory is messed up.
Yeah, he's just like, you're crazy. I've never said what. Yeah, the kid's really funny.
But I went back to COI, to just see if there was like to get a few more
Excuse me.
like vantage points, synchronize the map and everything, and some people like just came out of nowhere and started attacking me, but they're like level 1, and I was just like
that's when you just kind of like, achoo, oh, I'm so sorry, oh no.
You exploded. But I was like running through a bandit camp and like they all like, I was just going through, it's like, yeah.
It's so good to like go back to like a really low level when you're like super OP and just like wipe stuff out.
Yeah.
We would do that a lot on like, not a lot, but like whenever we would have to like pull like in WoW, we would like pull friends through dungeons. A lot of the times I was that friend because one of my friends, they'd been playing longer, and so I'm like, hey guys, I'm playing World of Warcraft, and so it's like they would just go through and just like demolish enemies, and I'm like, oh. And so eventually when you get to do that yourself, you're like, I'm a god.
Yeah. Like there's you've watched Monty Python, the Holy Grail, right?
Of course I have.
I can't remember. There's a part where like someone just comes out of nowhere and just starts murdering people.
Oh, there's a few different parts like that. Which part?
Like,
are you talking about the wedding scene?
Yes, that's how I felt like when I was like going through that bandit camp. I was just like,
Yep.
like, just killing everybody.
That was the bride. No, because like I thought that Amy lost our DVD of that like a really long time ago, and apparently they found it when we were packing up to move, and I'm like, yay!
I watched it.
I love that movie. It's so good.
Last summer.
It's so funny.
It's really, really good.
But I totally get what you mean by just like.
It's just OP, and I got a new sword.
Ooh, what sword you get?
I don't know what its name is, but like,
what does it do?
You unsheath it, and it's like it just catches on fire.
Oh, is it the sword from your friend?
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
I use that sword constantly.
I
think that's actually what I use primarily is that sword.
Like I have that one and the Final Fantasy sword that I go between those.
I want to get that sword.
You need to. It's so cool. It's so cool. But I was finding the general, when you're like trying to destroy the Greek fire, like formula.
Yes.
Like I went and fought him, and like I keep catching him on fire. But like everybody in that barrack, like just would come in and try to murder me. So I just got up on one of the huge crossbow things.
Yeah.
I was just like, choom, choom.
I did that a lot. It's so much. Those things are so much fun.
Oh yeah. I was just like, Got
Yeah,
it
like
that way.
my mom saw, like I was going up to one and she's like, "Oh, what is that?" Oh, and then like every time from then on, like she saw one, she's like, "Oh, just go use the crossbow. Just go use the crossbow."
Yeah, but sometimes you want to be just like stabby.
Yeah, or sometimes I'm like, "Mom, if I go over there, I will die. There's 50 enemies over there."
Yeah, and you only have like 20 bolts or whatever.
And you can only turn so much.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they're still, whenever you do get to use them, they're super fun.
Mm-hmm. Especially like when you go to a camp that's like really like a little bit over your power or whatever. Because like if they're 2 levels above you, you might as well just like leave.
Yeah.
But I used it one time. I was like, someone was across the way. I was just like, I'd killed a few over here, and I had like a few bolts, and I was just like, like it hit them and like, yes.
My favorite thing is like, it's like whenever like they're up there and they're about to use it, is like destroying it, and they're just like, "Aw." I'm like, if I can't have it, no one can.
Have it. Yeah. So yeah, I've been playing it and really enjoying it.
It's a good game. I'm excited for you to eventually finish it. Like I know that like you have a life.
Yeah.
But it's got a really good ending.
Yeah, I'm hoping maybe this week I can finish it. And
I know you got spring break coming up.
yeah, I do have spring break. That'll be nice. So yeah, there you go, everybody. There is March 6th episode of Nerd Cave Plus. We hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, let us know by liking and sharing the video, and by going over to podcast services around the globe.
Yep.
And subscribing and rating and all of that.
Do it.
If you want to support us financially, you can do gameflyoffer.com/nerdcave. Get you a free trial over there.
I'm so broke.
See, you could do it.
Exactly, I could do it. I hear the FREE and I'm like, yes.
You can do it right there. Or you can go over to patreon.com/nerdcave. Support us there.
I'm not gonna make it rain. I hit the mic.
You can support us over there. The newest episode of Nerd Caves
Yes,
and Dragons
it
is
finally worked.
and we're fixing to put up the 3rd episode.
Yes, I have the 3rd episode. You can't see my laptop, but it's right here, just off
We're
camera.
going to be putting that up as well. So you're not getting 1, but 2
You're getting
episodes
2.
over on Nerd
They're
Cave.
long overdue.
Over on the Patreon and everything.
Yeah.
We do appreciate you watching. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yep.
And as always, this has been Zach.
And Allie.
Have a week.